Authentic game assessment should measure all aspects of game performance, allowing the collection of evidence and data during gameplay of both possession and off-the-ball play. On a basic level, we want to know if students have the decision-making and movement knowledge skills to be capable movers. Below, you'll discover 3 assessment tools which will assist you in collecting data on student game performance. These tools can be used as teacher assessment tools or by students to assess their peers. The tools described in this topic will be the Game Performance Assessment Instrument, Team Sport Assessment Protocol, and the Game Timeline Assessment Tool. The Game Performance Assessment Instrument is a comprehensive assessment tool designed initially by Griffin, Mitchell, and Oslin in 1997. The GPAI provides a method of observing and coding performance behaviors, for example, making decisions, moving appropriately, and executing skills that are linked to solving tactical problems. The tool is flexible enough to be used in various games across all game categories described. The GPAI defines 7 components of game performance that can be identified and assessed. Although not all components apply equally to all games, the broad nature of the components enables observation and assessment of game behaviors outside of skill execution, allowing students to gain credit for both on-the-ball and off-the-ball behaviors. This provides incentive for students who may lack the technical proficiency to be involved in and credited for their performance in gameplay. The Team Sport Assessment Procedure was developed by Grahan, Goodbert, and Boutier in 1997 as another tool to assess student learning in gameplay and solving tactical problems. The tool can be used to answer 2 basic questions. How did the player gain possession of the ball, and how did the player dispose of the ball? Using these 2 questions as a guide, a player's specific behaviors can be observed and coded during gameplay in 6 observable components. The Game Timeline Assessment Tool, GTAT, was developed by Nathan Horn in 2018 and is another tool designed to assess student performance in gameplay. The tool allows the observer to code particular behaviors performed during gameplay. The Game Performance Assessment Instrument defines 7 components of game performance that can be identified and assessed. The 7 components identified by the Game Performance Assessment Instrument are base, a position to which players return between skill attempts; decision making, choosing which movement or skill to execute in response to a tactical problem; skill execution, the actual motor performance; support, assisting team members; guarding and marking, off the ball movements; covering, providing backups to teammates; and adjusting. In this example of a game performance assessment instrument, we are looking at 2 things: decision making and skill execution. When you download and print this, it's simple to use. Simply put the players' names down one side and then make tally marks every time you see them make a good decision, a bad decision, a positive skill execution, or a negative skill execution. At the end of the game, tally the marks and make a decision about whether the player made good decisions or bad decisions and was able to execute skills successfully or not. Once they've done this, make a judgment on their game performance on a scale of 1 to 4. The Team Sport Assessment Protocol uses 2 key questions as a guide, and the specific behaviors can be observed in 6 observable components. In terms of how the player gained possession of the ball, was it a conquered ball? Did they intercept, steal, or recapture the ball? Or was it a received ball? Did they receive it from a teammate? How did the player dispose of the ball? Was it a neutral ball, passing the ball to a teammate in a non-scoring position? A lost ball, losing the ball to the other team? An offensive ball, passing the ball to a player in a scoring position? Or a successful shot, scoring a point? This Team Sport Assessment Protocol that I designed to use in my classes works like this. Again, add the players on both sides, and as you're watching the game, make tally marks when you see the different codable behaviors: interception, received pass, lost ball, successful pass, and make a tally of the scores. Finally, the Game Timeline Assessment Tool. This tool allows the observer to code particular behaviors performed during gameplay. The 4 behaviors focused on in the assessment tool below are passes, turnovers, shots on goal, and scoring shots. Each time the observer sees one of these behaviors, they code it in the timeline box. At the end of play, codes are tallied and data can be analyzed for trends. In this example, P for pass, T for turnover, S for shot, and an X for score. At the end of the game, look for all the X's for the scores, look for the P's for passes, T's for turnovers, and S for shots. This data will be really helpful in analyzing team trends. For more information about other assessment tools that you can use in game-based lessons, take a look at the next topic where we'll discuss further the Assessment Strategies and Tools online course, which contains a variety of other assessment tools not featured in this course.